This is an exercise in rewriting the Pacific War to the context of the Punic Wars, with Japan being Rome and the US being Carthage. Let's start with America, a land whose identity is molded by the tide and currents of the sea, its wealth fueled by international trade and discovery. The coastal elites dominate, their influence extending as broadly as the massive trade networks that encircle the world. However, this maritime focus also births socioeconomic disparities, causing rifts between the coastal and inland regions. Juxtapose this with Imperial Japan, a nation steeped in discipline and honor, its expansionist ambitions rooted in Shintoism. Paint a picture of Japan fueled by militaristic fervor, its sights set on territories beyond its shores, its spirit unbroken by the naval strength of America. As two powers ascend, their ambitions are charted on a collision course. The stage is prepared for a colossal clash, a battle of sea and land, of commerce and conquest. As the waves of ambition clashed, the stage was set for a monumental conflict. The First Pacific War began with the USA deploying advanced aircraft carriers under the leadership of Teddy Roosevelt. The United States, with its naval prowess and entrepreneurial spirit, aimed to dominate the Pacific, stretching its influence across the wide expanse of the ocean. But the waters were not as calm as they seemed. Imperial Japan, rooted in discipline and cultural identity, had its eyes set on the same prize. The stage was set for a showdown, a clash of titans. Despite the initial dominance of the United States, Japan was not to be underestimated. Their strategic acumen, coupled with naval expertise, began to turn the tide. The pivotal moment came with the attack on Pearl Harbor, a surprise assault that shocked the United States and the world. It was a clear message from Japan. They were not only contenders, they were formidable adversaries. Pearl Harbor marked a turning point. The tide of the conflict shifted, and Japan emerged as a formidable adversary. The peace following the First Pacific War was a deceptive calm before the storm. The United States, while maintaining a facade of stability, grappled with economic turmoil. The Great Depression crippled the nation's prosperity, casting a long shadow over the interwar period. Meanwhile, CIA interventions in South America reflected America's desperate attempts to regain control. Behind closed doors, discussions between the Roosevelts hinted at a growing unease. Japan loomed large in the American consciousness. The storm was brewing, and America braced itself for the inevitable. The Second Pacific War erupted, with American forces pushing deep into Japanese territory. Under the leadership of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the United States mobilized an arsenal of newly built tanks, cutting a swath through the Pacific. Yet the conflict escalated dramatically when the United States resorted to using nuclear weapons, marking a grim turning point in the war. Across the ocean, the disciplined Japanese forces rallied under the leadership of Hideki Tojo. His strategic acumen was instrumental in orchestrating an audacious incursion into California, a move that shocked the world. The American defense faltered and ultimately capitulated, resulting in a landmark defeat. This culminated in the signing of the Treaty of Los Angeles, a significant document that signified a drastic shift in power dynamics. With the stroke of a pen, Japan seized control of the American West Coast, marking a new chapter in the turbulent history of the Pacific. The Treaty of Los Angeles marked a significant shift in power dynamics, with Japan seizing control of the American West Coast. The escalating tensions led to the brutal Third Pacific War, culminating in the complete destruction of America. This was a war like no other. Japan, fueled by imperial ambition and an unwavering resolve, launched a devastating campaign against an already beleaguered America. The once mighty nation, boasting a history of exploration and entrepreneurship, found itself on the defensive, its maritime strength waning under the relentless onslaught of Japanese forces. This war was not about mere territorial disputes or power struggles. It was about the survival of a nation, its identity, its people. The stakes were high, the losses even higher. Cities were leveled, infrastructure decimated, and lives irrevocably changed in the face of such unprecedented destruction. The end was inevitable. The once proud and prosperous America crumbled under the weight of the Japanese war machine. The country, its people, its very essence was systematically dismantled, paving the way for a complete transformation into Japanese-controlled territories. America, as the world knew it, ceased to exist. In its place, a new entity emerged, one shaped by the victor, reflecting the ideals, culture, and ambitions of Imperial Japan. The renaming of the former USA was not just a symbolic act. It represented a profound shift in global dynamics, a testament to Japan's triumph over a once formidable adversary. The renaming of the former USA symbolized Japan's triumph and the end of an era of American dominance, marking the dawn of a new order in the Pacific region.